And sure enough, just as he feared, an Egyptian becomes interested in her. But not just any Egyptian, no. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, finds a liking for her. So Pharaoh took Sarai, who he was under the impression was just Avram's sister, and brought her into his house to marry her. No worries, though. It's all okay, because verse 16 says, but Avram was treated well for her sake. And he got sheep and cattle, male donkeys and male and female slaves, female donkeys and camels. It's cool, guys, no worries. He got rich off of it. Nothing to worry about there. For real, though, how messed up is this scenario so far? But God is still faithful and protects them, especially Sarai. Pharaoh and his household get hit with a plague, foreshadowing much? And he realizes what's going on and returns Sarah to Abraham and kicks their butts to the curb to fend for themselves. And I'd love to say that Abraham learned a very valuable lesson here, but if you know anything about the narrative that will come in the next several chapters, he really doesn't. And worse still, he makes the same mistake all over again in Genesis 20 with Abimelech. And worse still, it becomes a generational issue as we see Isaac later on does the exact same thing with Rebekah. What's really interesting about Abraham, and who truly is a great hero of faith, I mean, I make light of that statement intentionally, but he really is a true hero of faith, is that we can actually relate to him, right? I mean, how many of us listening to somebody today say, God told me to do something, I just packed up and left, that we're going to physically be able to relate with? But because we can read what Abraham did, but we can also read what Abraham did and recognize ourselves in that narrative, we can relate to it. I mean, we may not have made the exact same mistakes. I mean, I know I've never tried to pass Danielle off with my sister to save my own hide. But we've all made mistakes along the way in our journey that have blown up in our faces, and we had to rely on Hashem to restore us. Imagine, though, just for a crazy moment, what if we relied on him fully to begin with? How much easier would our lives be without the failures?